goes along with the previous question about attracting new business to the community. In order to meet the needs of these new businesses, there are infrastructure improvements that are required. What would you do to improve the infrastructure requirements to accommodate new business?
I've been doing a lot of traveling out to Rhome, Texas, and they have a power plant out there that I'm doing spring outage work at and running some crews. Rhome is in the process of doing a new water treatment, sewage treatment plant, and it's going to combine a lot of the communities that are around Rhome. We have communities around us here, and if we work with Newark and Boyd and maybe New Fairview and whoever to come together and build a community system where each of us shares a responsibility and then we can all kind of grow together, I think that would work really well for us. It would take some of the responsibility, financial responsibility off of us, where we're sharing it with our neighbors. The operation of it can be shared between the communities that are involved. I think this would be a good working plan. You know? Otherwise, if we go to build it ourselves, I mean, we're looking at putting some bond money out there in order to fix things, to get things large enough to be able to grow into, to have the reserve area so that if we need 1,800 homes over here in Rolling V, we can support those homes. That's a large sewage treatment plant, and water treatment plant to service all that. It costs a lot of money, $2–3 million. So, you know, we need to plan well and plan it right.
You know, it's really hard to debate people who you agree with. I'll tell you what, I think that, you know, for the new development that comes in, you know, they're taking a lot on themselves when they go in to put in the plumbing and the electric, you know, because they're having to, you know, set that up for the new community or the new residential area, whatever it is they're setting up for. However, those things are all connecting into little Rhomes, poor old clay pipes. We got badly regulated streets that have big old potholes. And at some point, and it's, you know, for the years I've lived here, most every election cycle, they always say, we're going to fix that infrastructure, we're going to fix it. And it hasn't been done, you know. Sometimes they even allocate the money for it, but very little happens other than maybe 1 or 2 potholes get fixed and they repair something on the sewage line and when it springs a leak. But at some point, you know, when we've got the resources, the new things that do come in, they're going to be connecting to that old stuff. And that stuff's been here since the town was originated. So at some point, and I think it's going to come sooner than later, at some point the city is going to have to address that on a serious basis, not just through campaigns and elections and promoting promises. Thank you.
The biggest thing we can do to address the infrastructure that we need is to develop impact fees. We talked about this in 2011 before I was on council, and it never went anywhere. Impact fees push the cost of new businesses, new residential areas coming in. It pushes that to the developer, the business that comes in, instead of to the citizens who have been here, who have already paid their fair share. And until we have an impact fee schedule, you know, what does this all cost? And you have to have this before these people come. The burden is going to rest on us who have been here. So that is the biggest thing we need to do to address any future growth, any infrastructure that we need. It needs to be on the people that are coming in, not the people that have been here.
Impact fees was the word I was looking for. What is that word? What is that? Thank you very much. Michelle's right. That's one big piece of it. We also need to contact TxDOT. In case you haven't noticed, there's some pretty bad traffic on people who want to go down to 114 West. Okay? We got to fix that mess. Right? These two-way service roads, those get pretty dangerous sometimes. Okay, we need to get some kind of relationship with TxDOT. I've talked to a few people, and they say, no, you can't talk to TxDOT. They are unreasonable, and they won't talk to you. You know, I hate people that say something can't be done. Okay? The sewer plant, as to who pays for it, your impact fees we're looking at, but the thing is we have to prepare for the future. So when we go to fix the sewer plant, let's not put a Band-Aid on it. Let's not just fix it for what our current capacity is. Okay, let's try to spend our money wisely. I hate putting Band-Aid on Band-Aid on Band-Aid on Band-Aid. Let's look to the future. You're annoying. We have a lot of work to do. It's going to take a plan. We got to work that plan. I'm going to revisit that topic over and over and over again. It's all about finding out what our priorities are, where we want to go, make the plan, work the plan. Thank you.
About, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere in there was an engineering firm out of Fort Worth or Dallas or somewhere, and an engineer lady named Susan Rhome. They went through this whole entire area of Rhome, Newark, Boyd, New Fairview, and they developed a plan for a regional sewage treatment system down on Eagle Mountain Lake. There was an extensive study about this thick, and they brought it back to the city, and it died for lack of a second, I guess. I don't know where it went, but it laid out just exactly what each city's portion of this new regional facility would be, where the lift station should be, where the plant should be, the size of the plant, and all this. And like I say, this plan was developed several years ago, but the cost of it, and most people's estimation, was way on more than what could have been afforded at that time. Impact fees, like they talked about, have to be developed by the city, but they have to be, the engineering firm has to go into the area and assess what the impact on your infrastructure would be. If I build 500 houses out here, what impact will that be on your streets, on your sewer system, on your water system? But the engineering people have to develop this and say this will account for 20% more, 10% more, 100% more of what your capabilities are now. But that's the first step that you have to take. Then these things are passed on through to each individual, depending on how much land they have on your street. They pay so much for that street. How much this family of 10 or 20 or 30 or whatever is going to put on your sewage system. But these plans are there. It's just they need to be implemented, and this regional development of the sewage treatment needs to be picked up and at least pursued further than letting it die for lack of a second.